other big one on the left. Hey. He's a big one, huh? I'd have absolutely fucked his. Let's not stop the kicking. Passing, Jackson.
That was always the problem. Like, as a winger, you're meant to be able to catch. Like, that's your one. It's the one thing you're meant to do is catch the ball.
When you said you got to do it, away, we started calling the guy DC. Digital, you can't catch it. Digital, he goes, why are you calling it DC? Oh, no reason. Mate, he was in this drill. There's 3 times in a row, he's dropped it absolutely fucking. He's even doing like the chest mark in AFL, which is round point. He's like a digital.
Here we go.
That's all you do, isn't it?
Hey, even on the chest.
And you got some purchase there.
Hey?
You got some purchase there as well.
Yeah.
Bit of cushion?
Bit of cushion. You think it is normal?
You'll be happy to know I'm still finding bloody KFC chips from my Damn, I thought I got them all out. I found one the other day, you mungle.
What, in the back seat in the handle?
No, I found those ones.
Yeah.
I was in the boot actually.
Yeah, that was my go.
My favourite ones were where the headrest was. There was chips down where the headrest was.
You how'd you find those?
Because they were stuck, still half hanging out. And I went to the headrest, I go, hang on a second. I was like,
how'd you get them out?
I never had a pen, and I was like, don't fall. You would have loved, literally, I was absolutely LSD cooked on Tuesday morning, and for an hour and a half I stood bloody cleaning my car. It took me half an hour to clean that bloody windscreen. Because the sun... because the sun had got to it. Like, it was only like 9:30 in the morning, and it was literally like, it had solidified.
Because the whole Bucks week, he was just such a pest, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. He's like, oh, I'll drive you home and you roll.
I did the right thing.
He did the right thing, and I was like,
we stopped the case and went beforehand.
Yeah, and I was like, I sat behind him the whole way.
Concentrate.
And then concentrate. Yeah. We were going around the bend where you come down to Jamberoo, and that was when I was distracted the most. He's going all over the road.
Lucky no one was on the road. And I was heaps alert after like 8 hours sleep out of 4 3 nights.
And we took off his headrest on the seat, and he had a hoodie on. Potato gravy, something.
I didn't realise it was halfway the sugar. Yeah, so I had to wash that jumper.
Into the hoodie. Into the hoodie.
Oh, he chips. Oh, just caught his jumper. Oh, son. I couldn't get out of you guys out of the car quick enough, to be honest. And then
how did it go when I got out? Did Muggo?
Nah, he was good there. Yeah, I think he was in the front. Cat fell asleep, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he fell asleep. But yeah, and then all bread rolled everywhere, mate. And because the chips are full of grease, literally, I even washed the dashboard. There's still like grease stains on there now.
Yeah, you know, like the ones that were thrown. That was like basically.
Because I could tell it. They're either coming from behind me, which is you, or Muggo, which was coming across in front of me.
Most of mine, I was just like tickling you with the chip, and then I was like then putting it, stuffing it where your headrest goes, or like in the handle if you or something like that.
I took it on the chin though.
Yeah, you took it very well.
I could have been like, get out of the car. On the bench, get out of the car.
And then I would have been like, thank me.
Get out of the car.
I weigh about 1,000 kilos.
So I would have drugged Virgo home. Poor Virgo. He'd still be walking home now. Oh, God.
That was his ACL that he did.
Yeah, 9 months.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's pretty standard, isn't it? But he hasn't had surgery or anything yet, so...
At least he's living well. I've never seen a guy walk slow in the airport.
Oh,
and then
honestly, how did he get possible?
She's a big girl though.
She was thick set. But still,
I know, it was really bad for mankind. It was bad for mankind.
Yeah, it didn't give like strong lessons.
No, it didn't. That's what we really have to get back in every.
Yeah. And even now, kind of like, he choked around, but she like leg locked him and snapped his ACL. Or his ACL.
Yeah. One of the all-time greats. We're talking about the story for years, mate.
Oh, that was
Poor Virgo. You close to his wedding.
Don't rub it into
yours?
Don't rub
Marlo try. I don't even know him much. I don't even know who he is. He must Warriors players.
Don't like one of the let's try.
That's alright. Dan Brown back playing for the Mighty Eels this week.
I think it was his name, wasn't it? I'm sorry, his name number 6, wasn't it?
Got his place at 7. I'm not a big place at 7, so until he leaves, I do like the King. King bit over. Yes.
So we know.
I've never caught out. I stayed around. I've never seen it before. It's not weird, but
It's a mega type rabbit.
Betty Boy Maslenka. Jesus, looks like he bloody played. How much bloody? Yeah, he naturally set up. No, naturally set up. But he slide him because there are other guys waiting. You know, he played in Jamberoo.
Got him. It's called when he Tigers games because I'm going, so they're going up to shit last year.
No, he was here last.
No, because my last year was my first season.
Oh, right, of course. Yes, the year before, so the year after they won the competition. So he's a Jamberoo junior. Played in Jamberoo. What is that?
I've been up
Sorry. I've never called him Dwayne Connors, never called him, so that's another one, Buster Connors. Yeah, he played the year before he came to the Jets. Country team. Yeah, but everything was... But then he's excellent actually, so he's probably only back up.
Kieran Pearce. So he
West out west.
yeah, he won a premiership with Gunnery. So he's from out that way. Played with the Tigers. Good bloke. I think he won a bronze medal, which is their best league best. One of the
See another one. It's in my house. I like to skip. Skip. It's skip. No, it's not skip. I don't know what it is. Skip. What are the other ones? Yeah, I'm probably calling it. I'm the colour commentator.
Oh, exactly.
That sucks.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
You got more insulation.
We might get underway. Good to go. Beautiful. Welcome to Kevin Walsh Oval in the heart of Jamberoo for this Group 7 match of the round, coming to you on Bar TV. Corey Hammond with you for the call. Alongside me from the South Coast Register, the almanac of Group 7, Courtney Ward. Courtney, what a big game today, a top 5 clash with plenty on the line.
Oh, it's a huge game. Thanks for having us, Corey. But massive game. You've got, obviously, the Jets are probably as hot as any team in the comp right now. They've won 4 in a row, and obviously Jamberoo's sitting in first, so it doesn't get much bigger than that.
Jamberoo, with their run home, they have a real chance today to all but seal the minor premiership.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if they win this week against the Red Hot Jets, they've got a pretty easy run home. Obviously, there's no games that are easy in Group 7, but yeah, looking at the draw, I think the next couple of rounds, they should probably get the biscuits.
And it will be the Superoos to kick off in this first half. They will run to the northern end of Kevin Walsh Oval. Jets to have first use of the football. Jets in great form, but it will be interesting to see how they go against a fellow top 5 opponent. So we're underway. Kurtfield with that kick, straight down the middle. It'll be Kershaw to take the first hit up for the Jets of the afternoon, and he'll play it about 20 metres out. Plenty of outs for the Superoos in this game, and as for the Jets, well, they're pretty close to full strength, it has to be said.
They're only probably missing. Danny Deeves is still not back. He was expected back today, and he didn't quite get up for the game. But yeah, the Jets are pretty much full strength. Obviously, you mentioned the Superoos missing a couple. Obviously, you got Jimmy Asquith, Benny Barnard, Matt Webster, Benny Jones are all overseas, and you got Brock Skelly and Dean Watling are away injured. So yeah, there's a few out for the Superoos. But looking at that team, like, they're still pretty red hot, aren't they, Corey?
They certainly are. There's talent and depth across the park. That ball goes high off the boot there of Connors and straight down to, in the 2 jersey, it's Bouchard. So he'll play at 19 short of halfway. That's a good place to start the set as far as the Superoos are concerned, as the defence comes in. Simpson in that tackle. And
that's Kurt Field. He's a danger man, I think, for them. Like, he's really, since coming across the Superoos this year, he's really found a home at the back, and obviously, be it if he plays at the back or play on the edge, he's a real danger man. Look for him to be an X factor today for the Superoos.
As they shifted the Asquith brothers, getting it along out there to that dangerous right edge there for the Superoos. Maslanka, I think it is out there, who's lost the football, but it had a bit of help. Yeah. It'll be a penalty, the first of the game, and a real chance for the home side to post first points.
Absolutely. Like, this is a huge chance for them. Yeah, deep inside, obviously, they're 20 metre in the first probably 90 seconds of the game. You're not going to get a better chance than this.
They take the quick tap, and they're looking to get on with things this afternoon here, the Superoos. That's Cole Stone with the football, and they're set deep to the left here if they want to go out that way. But they're really starting to roll forward. They're setting the platform inside the red zone of the Jets early. So Asquith playing at the line to John O'Dallas. He's got options out the backfield. He gets it on the boot, and it's going to be a knock on.
Kurtfield had a bit of a look there. Look at Ryan James line him up, and yeah, dropped it cold, and that stopped that sweeping movement to the left.
So great defence and great intent off the line there by the Jets to start this one.
Yeah, we talked about before we got onto obviously air that Jets right edge is as good as anyone in the company. You got Tyson Simpson, you got Dylan Farrell, Ryan James. Like, it's just fantastic, both offensively and defensively. So yeah, I think if the Jamberoo is going to score, they're probably going to attack the Jets left edge because it's probably not as strong. And there's Ryan James as we speak.
Try-scoring machine this year, Ryan James. Having a look at it, 10 tries from 13 games. Very impressive. That's where a lot of their strike comes from. As you mentioned there, Courtney Ward, as now the Jets look to work it out of their own end as they go down that narrow short side there. And they're up to the 40.
There's a good run there by Benny Wellington. And see, Dill's floated across now. He's obviously playing the 7. Yeah, he's the danger man. Like, I think right now he's probably as good. He probably is the best player in the comp right now on form. Like, he's been fantastic, and a big part of why the Jets are the danger team. Terrible play. The boys. I just gave him a rap, and the commentators curse.
And it was Quinlan from dummy half who couldn't handle it. It wasn't the greatest to play the balls, but you mentioned Dylan Farrell. It's just been a question of getting his body right, and he seems to have done this. He's playing with a lot of confidence. Yeah. And he will be the key moving into the back end of the season. Yeah,
obviously, like last year was his first year back for the Jets. Obviously, he'll probably admit he was a bit underdone. But yeah, he started the season in the back row, and he's obviously coming to the 7 now. And they're away. Skid's made a break down the side. He's as dangerous as they come. He's one of the best sixers in the comp.
9 tries this season from Mark Asquith. He'll be looking to hit double figures today, and another Asquith there with an errant offload, but they're looking to play this second phase game that is so dangerous at times.
Carl Stone's lost it.
So,
Jeez, poor handling, 3 knock-ons in about a minute there, Corey.
Yeah, there'll be John O'Dallas will be fairly unhappy with
the ball handling.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly in try-scoring positions as well. Yeah. So the Jets off the hook again. They'll be looking to complete this set and get out of this pretty precarious real estate.
They'll come to the right edge. Here they go. So you think, looks like Blake Harris-Davis is probably lining up for a hit up, and then obviously you've got Dill Farrell and Ryan James outside him with Mumbo on the wing. So here we go, Blake Harris-Davis.
And he'll play the football about 25 metres out from his own line.
Dill's going to get it, I think.
And he shows the ball. He throws the dummy, gets out of one tackle. Dallas around the ball, can't wrap him up. And they again work this right edge there with Ryan James. And James will play the football about 30 metres out from his own line. So the Jets are already showing their hand and looking to go out to this right edge where they've had so much success this season as they work it back towards the middle.
We talk about that right edge. I reckon that one of the biggest matchups today is Jake Clark against Ryan James. Probably 2 of the premier centres of the competition going toe-to-toe, and here goes Dill Farrell for the kick.
And he decides to drill this one low. He's looking for touch. And that's good game management from Dylan Farrell. They've been under the pump to start this first 5 minutes, and this just takes the air out of the Roos sails a little bit, and they'll have the scrum loose and feed 20 out from their own line. Well,
the Roos probably had the better of the first 5 minutes, but the poor handling in their 30 really let them down the last 2 chances. So got to work out of their own end here, and they're doing a bit of a sweep here. Look, Jake Clark's come the short side. No, they faked it.
And instead they do go to that open side, and it looks like it might be Kapan in there.
Oh, nothing. No.
So he's put on his back.
Kapan's in trouble.
He is Ginger. Oh. Is he milking, or is he, seriously injured?
He's one of the toughest characters in the group. He won't lay down unless he's really hurt Kapan.
Yeah, he is groggy. He's still just gingerly walking over to that right wing for the Superoos. So they've got the ball 20 metres short of the halfway mark and looking to go up the middle with Asquith now, and he's 10 shy of halfway.
Great run by the Duke. He's probably nearly the best 13 in the comp. He's been on fire this year and could be a sneaky suspicion that he could be running for the Corona medal this year. Penalty for the Superoos.
So Stone earns a penalty, I should say. A high tackle coming in, and Dallas will look to kick for touch on this western side of Kevin Walsh Oval. And he only makes about 10 metres, but still a good place for the Superoos to start their set.
Another chance to score points early for the Superoos. Let's see if they can actually get through the set without dropping it.
So quick tap. Stone wants some more action, and he runs into Dylan Farrell there, and he makes a good one-on-one tackle. So Brabender at dummy half. Asquith now to Dallas, who's sweeping wide, and chiming in there is Asquith. He goes out there to Maslenka, who steps on the inside, and they try and usher him towards that eastern touchline. He'll play the football 20 metres out. The Superoos with yet another chance. Handling's been an issue for them. Let's see if they can get through this set, and if not, roll it into the in goals, see if they can score. So it goes from Dallas. He goes a big cut out to Field. Field's got options inside, outside. Gets out of the tackle of Farrell, and he's brought down only 5 metres out. That'll be the 4th. 2 plays left up the sleeve. Brabender in that 9 jersey, his first game of the season. Quick hands, Dallas out there to Stone. He looked to his outside. He took it himself. And he'll play the football on the last. So a big chance here for the Superoos. They've got numbers to the left, but they go short side instead. Asquith playing at the line. A good line from Maslenka. And that's first points of the afternoon to the Superoos. It was coming for a while. They've had plenty of football up that end, and the dam wall finally bursts.
Absolutely. And we're talking about that left edge of the Jets. That's probably the edge you want an attack. And Maslenka's him and Jay Clark are probably the best centre combination in the competition. And, just run straight off skid there, didn't he?
It was really nice play. Even though they hadn't quite got it right in their first few attacking forays, the shape was there, the structure was there, and a nice little heads-up play on the short side on the last and running it, and Simon Maslenka.
Well,
the rest.
It was because everyone sort of thought they were going to come to the left, and Skid caught it to the right and hit Maslenka with that short ball, and he did the rest, just run straight over him. And now they get a chance to turn 4 into 6 pretty quickly.
That they do. No easy task here, but I'm sure that Kurt Field, by the looks of it.
It is Kurt Field. Dean Watling, regular kicker, is obviously out injured, so Field takes the kicking duties on today. And he swinging in from the left.
2 goals this season. Can he make it 3? No, he can't. It's out to the left, so 4-0 the score remains. And Courtney Ward, you touched on it in the absence of the regular kicker. They have been decimated. Their depth is being tested today.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think, like you mentioned, obviously, at Broadbender, you're missing 3 other guys who have played in the 9 jersey this year. Obviously, Jimmy Asquith. You obviously got Brock Skelly, who's their regular starting 9, and Benny Jones obviously playing the 9 jersey as well. So they're missing those, and a couple of other guys, obviously, like you mentioned, Dean Watling. So depth tested. But look at the park; they've got class all across it as well, and I think they take a well-deserved 4-0 lead after 9 minutes.
As Simpsons gets us back underway, that high one, it's allowed the bounce. It was misjudged, but they got a friendly bounce, luckily for the Superoos, and the Jets coming up, and Kershaw leading the charge. He makes a good tackle 10 metres out. Now as they go out to the right and looking to consolidate after scoring points, that's Stone with the football in his own red zone.
Stone's been a revelation since he's come across from Rula this year. He's really found his a home at Jamberoo, and he's been fantastic so far today. He's probably nearly been their best, running hard. Usually plays in the back row, but slid into the middle today with the couple of guys out. And, been awesome so far.
And that man you talk about, the Duke, that lock forward, so strong. He gets an offload away as the Superoos again look to create something. And now they're 15 short. Confusion there. Well, it's going to finally go to the boot of Field there. It wasn't the most convincing of sets by the Superoos, but they get out of it with a pretty good kick down the park.
Yeah, but the Jets started pretty good. They're nearly at the 40 metres on their first tackle. Obviously, Jake Gould as electric as they come at the back, and good start for the Jets here if they can just hold the ball and get through the set. The good field position and good run by Blake Harris-Davis there.
So Harris-Davis will play it just shy of halfway.
Here goes Riddy Rowan. What he lacks in size, mate, he makes up in heart. He's probably his huge engine and tough as nails, mate. Usually plays in the lock, but he played in the front row this year and was a big part of the Jets premiership side a couple of years ago. Tackling machine. He has been awesome this year. Or Tyson nearly lost that as well, Tyson Simpson.
So Simpson to play at 41 out from the Superoos goal line. Best field position they've had this game as Farrell again with a similar kick, looking to pin Field into the corner, and Field looking for somewhere to go, but the chase was pretty good, and James makes the tackle about 5 metres out at that southern end of the Kevin Walsh Oval here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. A little bit of a breeze about, but we've been blessed with some great back end of July weather. You'd almost think it's spring.
Absolutely. Do you think that's a ploy by Dylan Farrell? We keep kicking to that corner on the close side here? I think
it certainly is, and they will be trying to limit the amount of space that Kurt Field gets to run back the footballers now.
That's good. Kapan, I think they want to keep the ball out of Kapan's hand, not kicking that side. I think they're happy for Steve Bouchard to bring the ball back. But Dylan Kapan, he's played the back this year. He's played in the centres. Like, he's an absolute danger man. Oh, another one. Here we go.
Maslanka picked up, dumped. Time off called.
Another one.
He did lose the football, but there might be a penalty forthcoming here by the looks.
No, they didn't have called lost ball. No, I can see what McInerney's called there. Maslanka's in a bit of pain. Oh, they've called lost ball on Maslanka.
So that'll be Jets scrum feed. That'll be 10 metres shy of the halfway mark.
Great field position for the Jets to start their set of 6 here on the 40-metre line, and they might get their first attacking set. Now, realistically, they've been working out their own end for the first 12 minutes of the game. Hopefully they can work their way down there and actually get an attacking set. Here goes Gould. Oh, Farrell's not watching. And Ryan James, mate, he just gets away every time.
Well, he was having a little nap.
It wasn't. Gouldy looked at him and was like, oh, Dill's not ready. I'll give it to RJ.
And again, it didn't look like Farrell was looking. And so...
It's a great tackle there by Jake Clark and Bouchard on Jake Gould. Here goes Stixie.
So now Farrell, look, they've gone nowhere in this.
Absolutely.
That's 3 tackles. And Dylan Farrell can be probably a little bit guilty of daydreaming there and throwing the set out of whack. But can they get back on track? They spin it out to the left. Connor goes further afield there.
And they've lost it.
Doesn't go to hand. It wasn't a good ball from Wellington. So all that work undone.
Well, they went nowhere in 4 tackles. They started on 40, got 3 tackles here, and then worked across. And, poor pass and obviously a drop ball over there, and now hands Superoos another great chance to extend that 4-0 lead.
That was about the worst set of the season I think we've seen, hands down. It was as pedestrian as they come, and like you said, absolutely no ground gained in 4 tackles, and it gives the Superoos a chance here. 41 out from their own line. They've they've been good, the home side, to start this one. And this man, Maslenka, he's got the first try of the game. And he will play the ball 35 out for the Jets line. And the penalty as well. So ill-discipline creeping in for the Jets. This is one thing you worry about with the Jets. And I still don't think they've sold a lot of pundits.
No, absolutely. Like, everyone will admit, like on paper, they've got as much skill as anyone on the comp, but there's been games, like I've been at Gerringong, where they're all over them, but they self-imploded with their discipline, and Dill Farrell will be the first to admit that's killed them more often than not this year. But if they just worry about play footy like they did against Shellharbour last week, they got the chocolates, and it just shows what they can do.
So Bouchard left with the picking up the pieces job after an errant pass there from John O'Dallas, but they could regroup and have another crack as Corey Grigg shrugs off defenders, but he can't shrug off his opposite number in Dylan Farrell. Now it goes to Dallas. Dallas looking to promote the football out wide. It goes to Asquith. The dangerous 6 is tackled about 30 metres out. I thought he looked to maybe pass on the outside, but he held the football.
I think they were looking for him to just pass it out there with the right offload, but he held on to it smartly.
Gilmore will play the football once he's finally tackled. No, he won't, because that is an offload that finally goes away to Dallas now, and it's back out to Grigg. Grigg puts it on the boot. Well, I didn't see that one coming, but it might work out okay because it'll be a goal line dropout.
Well, you mentioned Corey Grigg, obviously his first game back. I think he's missed the last 3 games with injury. Obviously, the Superoos have had the last 2 weeks off with the bye and the round off. So, welcome addition, Corey Grigg back in the side. Obviously, under 23 CRL rep last year, so I think he's one of the best in the comp.
And he'll be tasked with really having to deal with this right edge here from the Jets.
Yeah, well, he'll be, like you said, against obviously Dill Farrell. He's marking up on Dill Farrell and then Ryan James as well. Like, there's not many tough oppositions to mark on the comp.
So Asquith on a sideways run, and he was roped in there by Harris Davis, who made the tackle he needed to as well, because he was around him and there was no one within Kui, and there was plenty of open space between him and the try line. So the Superoos go again with Asquith, who goes back to the short side and gives it to Mark Asquith, who gives it to Dallas. Now to Field. Field stops, props, and gives it on the outside. It was a bit of a nothing pass there to Jake Clark. It was a bit of a hospital ball,
I was going to say, he set him up there, didn't he?
So now it's back with Corey Grigg. This time he tucks it under the wing and runs straight at the Jets' defence, and they bring him down 5 metres out. Now Brabender getting it to Dallas. Crossfield run, picking up on the inside Stone. Stone will play it. That's the 5th and last. As the Superoos try and look for their second try of the afternoon. Dallas to the boot. He's got his chase coming across, but a great take out there.
Blake Harris-Dale, that was fantastic. Well timed, and just caught it mid-air. They were coming through. Looked like Kapan was going to pluck it, but Harris Davis got to it first, and now Dallas has got a bit of a limp as well.
So the Jets get out of trouble as they look to go down the short side, and Connors trying to catch the Superoos right edge defence napping. So we've had 16 minutes gone in this one. Jamberoo leading 4 points to 0. It hasn't been the best of starts as far as the Jets have been concerned, but they are well and truly in this one as Wellington plays the football. 15 short of halfway.
Well, they've been parked in their 50 most of the time. They're working out their own end, and looks like they're going to have to kick from inside their own end again this set of 6. So here they are, the 5th in the air. They'll be going to kick in. Here they go.
So Quinlan goes out to the right, and that ball goes up from Simpson.
Doesn't get much distance on it. It's going to let it bounce, though.
So Field can't get to it, and it puts a whole lot of pressure on Kapan, who finally comes up with the football. But
great kick chase there by Stixie.
And they'll restart their set in their own red zone, but that's a great run. What a tackle coming in. And he loses the football.
Buster Connors, here we go.
It's on for young and old here. They're all coming in from everywhere. Maybe.
Here we go, it's on.
The Superoos probably upset. They probably thought it was a dangerous tackle.
Farrell.
It's Dylan Farrell throwing some punches.
There is a bit of... The haymakers have been thrown there, Corey, aren't they?
Well,
it all started from that tackle on Buster Connors on Bouchard, and I think Buster Connors gave him a bit of colour commentary there as well on the ground, and a bit of chin music, and didn't like it. And then they've all come in from young and old.
A good old-fashioned stink. And it'll be interesting to see which way this goes, because I think there were concerns from the Jamberoo side of things that it was a dangerous throw. Whether it was or not, I'm not sure. But then obviously with what ensued, there's a lot there to unpack for the referee and touch judges.
Do you see we'll see some guys sit down for a bit here? Because there were some fists thrown there.
Yeah, look, I did see Dylan Farrell throw some, and I assume he wasn't the only one.
No, if he's thrown them, there's someone else probably thrown them as well. I reckon it could be one or two go from either side here.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
We're just waiting. Will Drew's speaking to McInerney as we speak now. He was obviously the touchy that was closest to it on the far side. So we'll all find out pretty soon about what's going to happen, whose ball it is. Here we go. They'll call that Dill because obviously he's captain, but he could be in a bit of trouble. Oh, Joshy Coulter. Here we go.
So let's have a listen.
They're talking to him. Joshy Coulter actually got sent off at Gerringong. So
now, was he the tackler?
No. I believe the tackler was Buster Connors, but he could be third man in here. He's going to be getting something here.
He was the one that instigated.
10.
Yep.
So Joshy Coulter, third man in, I reckon, because Buster Connors made the tackle on Bouchard. So Coulter might have come in third man in here. So he's been given 10.
So Coulter will have a spell. Don't be surprised if they're.
Well, he's been given.
More.
Yeah, he's been sin bin and sent off a couple of times this year. Coulter. It's not the first time he's been sit down. Oh, Buster Connors. So this was the tackler, Dwayne Buster Connors. Here we go. Be interesting what they say here. They get into him. I reckon Connors is going to get something here as well. The way they're talking. This will change the complexion of the game, though.
Will it be 10 or will it be sent off? That's
they look like he's going to turn,
well.
and the way they're talking to him, I think he could be having a seat as well.
Okay.
Oh no, Buster's all right.
No, so
Buster and Dill's all right. So Bouchard is the guy that obviously made the hit up and got tackled. That's where it all started. So maybe Coulter could be the only one that's going to go because he was the third man in.
He was the third man in. That really escalated things.
And that's it.
And you'd have to say it would be on that basis, you think a
That's
Jamberoo penalty, yep. No, so it's a Jets penalty. Okay, well...
Jets penalty, and they got, out of all of the players, they're the only one who got someone sin-binned. You answer me that, Corey.
I'm still trying to fathom what went on there.
So Coulter gets penalised for being the third man in, yet the Jets get the penalty to him. And
we'll try and work that one out. Unbelievable stuff.
But this is their first attack.
Somehow the Jets are down to 12, but they get the penalty, and this will be their best chance to score of the game. So Kershaw now with the ball. They're 10 metres away, the Jets. They trail by 4.
Well, they'll come to the right now because Coulter was obviously playing on that left, so they're a man short on that left edge. So you watch, they'll swing to the right now.
But initially they go to the left, but they are set up that way as they shift it now out there to Farrell. Farrell looking to turn it on there. And now it's in the 4 jersey, Ryan James. James, he's got a good try-scoring record this season. The one-on-one strip, though.
Must have called held. Ooh.
So got out of that one okay.
Ryan James never get tackled first time. It's always the second or third efforts because he's just too strong. He just bounces off them. So now they're probably going to go... Oh, they're going short side. Here goes Deal for the short side.
Now Farrell had Simpson on the outside, but Farrell likes his chances.
Right
and he scores!
The
Jets have scored! And now it is 4 points all.
No, they've called the knock on. They called a knock on Farrell.
No, it looks like
knock on Farrell.
Have they?
That's what Farrell's blowing up. He thought he'd scored the try, and it's now a knock on. So it's super.
Well, everyone but you and the referee were in on it. I think the Jets fans were going up. I was going up, but oh boy, what a chance! Begging there.
No, boy, oh boy. Yes. Superoos, we've got the feed working out of their own end. They've got the numbers advantage, but the Jets won't get a better chance to score there now. Now you think they're just going to try and defend for the next, 8 minutes now because they're a man down. They don't want to... So the Jets are going to try and slow the game down here.
Dylan Farrell, how dangerous. It looked like nothing was on, and he almost got on the line. I'd love to see the close-up of just how close he got there. But the Superoos, they dodge a bullet. And a reminder that the Jets are down a man, Josh Coulter, in the bin for a bit of a stink, a bit of a fracas, if you like. And now the Superoos, they're driven backwards. It's good defence coming in from the Jets. They seem fired up.
Absolutely. Wouldn't you be fired up when you got the man down as well? And controversially had the try disallowed there. You don't stop Dylan Farrell that close from the line too often. And, they got... a judge to have knock on there, but Mumbo's going to work it out of his own 30 here.
Yeah, so Mumberton with the kick from Dallas that really didn't find any space, and he met some tough contact coming in.
Great by Jake Clark.
So,
here goes Ryan James.
So the Jets start their set just shy of halfway, and an entertaining first quarter of this game gone. It's really flown by, hasn't it? As now Farrell gets to first receiver and he drifts across field looking for a gap, looking for some space. Geez, he's a big frame and he's hard to stop.
Oh, near impossible. Do you reckon the message right now from Farrell is just to sort of hold on, not concede any points in the next 7 or so minutes? Oh, Jake Gould absolutely electric out of dummy half. Would you reckon that's a message from Farrell, just to sort of hang on? Not let any more points?
I certainly think it will be if they can really weather the storm with that one man in the bidders' corners. Look at that kick. It's a tough one for Field, but he takes it beautifully and under some pressure as well. And he's brought down 10 metres out. So the Jets really just tightening the screws. It has to be said. They've done well so far with that one-man disadvantage.
Yeah, their line speed's fantastic. They're really running out of the line. They're really trying to make that heavy contact and put Superoos on the back foot from their hit-ups. And you watch them, they're all running out of the line trying to, hit them hard, aren't they?
And Matt gets it away to Kapan, but it's forward.
Oh, mate, if that was through, I think that was try time. There was Gilmore was coming on the inside with Gould. It would have been a 2-on-1 try time, I think. Big call. Now the Jets have got a huge opportunity to get back on the, or get their first points of the day.
Some massive calls in the past 5-10 minutes.
I know.
It's been incredible.
Well, it goes both ways because you think obviously Dylan Farrell the try disallowed, and then the Superoos had what would have been a try nearly disallowed there as well. So huge chance here for the Jets. Let's just see if they can get through this set of 6 and maybe put some points on.
So after all the chances for both sides, the scores remain 4-0 in favour of the Superoos, and now it's Gould again.
He plays above his weight, doesn't he? He's tiny, but he's just so tough.
And he got a quick play the ball there. That was good work.
There's not many quicker than him in the comp. Kieran Pearce has come on and they lost it.
Horrible play the ball. Absolutely horrible. And that was the last thing they needed. They were...
Well, that's sort of been the story of the day by both sides. You think the ball handling's been pretty poor, and the completion rate hasn't been very good from both sides, has it?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. And it's not indicative of two sides that have been in form and that are in the top 5. But no doubt, I think as they start to feel each other out, I think that will turn around and they'll start to get into the game, both these sides.
Yeah, well, they're still feeling themselves out, I think, a bit, because there has been a bit disjointed, all the stops and starts. Obviously, there was the hoo-ha before, and they're both still trying to work their way into the game. Obviously, the first subs are starting to work onto the field now with Superoos. Obviously, Kieran Pearce, he's onto the game now.
The former Gundagai Tiger takes it to within 15 off halfway. I called him in a grand final out in Group 9.
You had to get that in, didn't you?
He's a great guy.
He's another Tiger, Helensburgh Tiger. Maslanka had a couple of years up at Helensburgh.
Geez, what a start. The number 4 for the Superoos has had to this game is Asquith. Look at him. He's just so good a look. He gets it on the outside to Kapan. Kapan trying to go around the fullback there, and it was Gould, I think, that came up with the tackle. It was a try saver.
Absolutely. Kapan backed himself. There's no one coming on the inside, and Gould made a ball and all tackle. They're going to the left here.
Field looks to his inside. He had Stone there, and Stone was waiting, but the defence was as well. That's the 5th and last here for the Superoos. They turn defence into attack very quickly. Field the cutout. Oh, it wasn't handled there.
Jake Clark.
Jersey, Jake Clark.
Well, he would have, if he caught it, he would have scored. Simple as that. It opened up, but he just couldn't handle the hot pass from Kurt Field, and it was a bit of a sharp play there. Everyone thought they were going to go to the right with both Skid and John O'Dell's to the right, but they went to the short side with Kurt Field, and another blown chance there, wasn't it, Hammer?
And the Superoos, they just showed what they can do. They can turn you inside out. They'll be 0 to 100 in 10 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's what I said before. When Calder's off, they're going to keep a pepper on that side. Obviously, we reckon that's probably the weaker of the two sides for the Jets. And now, obviously, you're down a man with no culture out there.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it, Courtney Ward?
And obviously, you only got Buster and you got Blake Harris-Davis out there, so they're a man short, and you can see the space. Kapan's only got 2 breaks in 2 sets of 6 there.
So now it's the Jets with their backs against the wall trying to get out of their own red zone.
Bit of a tough run there by Benny Wellington, and it looks like Kershaw's lining up now.
Kershaw runs into Asquith and Pearce, and they bring him down.
Big
20
contact.
metres out from their own line, the Jets.
Here goes Dill.
Farrell looking to get his side on the front foot, and he looks to his outside.
It's Tyson Simpson, bit of a short pass. Tyson couldn't do much there, a bit of a hospital. Now Quinlan.
Dallas over the top. A good tackle from the much smaller man.
He'll give it to him as well. He doesn't make too many tackles, JD, but he made that one.
And Farrell goes high this time. And
here goes
Field, in fact, that will be under that one, and he looks to step around there.
He's been safe back there today, hasn't he? Hasn't dropped any. Has had a fair bit to do with the last couple of big kicks by obviously Buster and Dill Farrell.
He obviously left that one, that tricky one that was in a Bermuda Triangle of players, but other than that, he has been flawless, Gert Field.
Safe as houses, mate. Another run by Kyle Stone. I reckon he's been their best so far. He's been tough as nails, running as hard as anything, and really put him on the front foot.
Having said that, a great tackle by the man just on the park, Nathan Deeves in the 14. Watch for him. He will provide this Jet side with plenty of impact as he comes in third man to that tackle. So now the Superoos back on attack, and now they look to go. Shift it to the left again as they work their way out. It's Corey Griggs stepping inside. Simpson coming again and making a good tackle over the top. Fifth and last now for the Superoos. There's 14 minutes left in the first half. A 4-0 lead, and they go to the left. Dallas, he goes to his outside. He rolls it into the in goals, but Gould there, he was taken out after kicking the football. It'll be a penalty to Jamberoo.
I think it was against Tyson Simpson, I think. I think he hit John O'Dallas late, and superb opportunity here for the Superoos. And they've obviously still got the man advantage, and because Nathan Dees, he's come on for obviously Benny Wellington's been subbed off on that left edge, so they're a bit quick on that edge, but they've lost a bit of size with Benny Wellington there. But yeah, I think they're going to shift to the right here. Obviously, you can see the man advantage now. They're lining up over there.
So Brabender with the cutout pass to Dallas, who finds Asquith. Quick hands here. Should score. Kapan going for the corner. But the Jets, they come across. That's great cover.
Oh, fantastic by Blake Harris-Davis there to stop Kapan. I would have put all money on Kapan to score from there, like you said. But yeah, just stopped him in his tracks.
So Asquith now. He thought he was going to pass to his inside, thought better of it. Now they go back out there in the 11 jersey there for, it's Gilmore now, so they're 5 metres
back
out.
On. Josh Calder's back on. They're back on 13 now. So great job by the Jets to not concede any points by being the man down. So still 4-0, but let's not speak too soon. They're attacking the line now.
Dallas rolls it into the in goal, or tries to at least, but it takes a deflection, and the Jets are able to clean up, and that's some great defence there.
Oh, fantastic defence. Oh, penalty. But Jake Gould, again, he's everywhere. Like, every kick that's gone through, I think he's nearly got his hand on every time, be that through Kurt Field or Skid or by John O'Dallas. He's always getting his hands on the ball and saves the day plenty for the Jets.
Great positional play indeed by Gould, so a nice little piggyback for Nowra Bomaderry. Trailing 4-0.
But they'll take that. They've only had 1 or 2 chances to attack the line, and they've obviously spent the last 10 minutes without Josh Calder. I think Dill Farrell will be pretty happy to be only down 4-0 at this point, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely they would, as Ryan James plays it. Farrell out there. Now they look to go back towards the middle, and they'll play it 10 metres shy of the halfway markers. Now Farrell again. He looks to his inside, but takes the ball himself. And look at it go through Farrell. He's got some support on the outside, but it goes to ground again.
I think it was Nathan Dees on the outside that's put it down, and they just stand off him, don't they? He's so dangerous, Dill Farrell. They just don't know what he's going to do, and I think you just got to try and make a tackle on him. He's just, he's so strong, so dangerous.
You can't get caught flat-footed. You can't jockey with Dylan Farrell. You have to go up. You have to cut him.
You do.
Cut his legs down. And
because he's so strong in the body, he'll just palm you off. And then once he gets going like then, he makes half a break.
But having said that, coming up and making a legs tackle, you have to have your line come up as well, because he can go that tip on. He's very, very smart, Dylan Farrell, as now the Superoos.
As Maslenka with a hit up there.
He's lost the football. Another error.
I think... the poor handling by both sides, and now there's all of a sudden it presents the Jets with a big chance to get their first points of the game.
Yeah, it really does.
Because they're going to start on the 40 metre of the Superoos, and if they can get through their set, they're probably going to be peppering the Superoos line. They've probably only been down here 2 or 3 times all half, Hammer, haven't they?
They really have done well, because it's without a doubt true that Jamberoo have had the lion's share of territory. Now Farrell looking to his outside.
Fantastic tackle by Dallas.
It is a great tackle there on Ryan James. And now they look to go... Look at that from Gould. Gould copping a high one from Bouchard there.
Nothing. No call.
So
looked a bit high, but nothing to call. They just play on, and Kershaw goes for the hit up.
And Kershaw loses the football. Well, this is...
The Jets are claiming that he was stripped there, but they've called a knock on Zach Kershaw.
Yeah, look, there's certainly claims for that, but loose carry.
Yeah, I'm
Loose
100%
carry.
agree with you. Yeah, just loose carry, and another chance goes begging for the Jets.
And they've been few and far between,
They
Courtney
are.
Ward.
They have.
They've been few and far between. They do look good when they can string a couple of phases together.
They've gone short side.
and
Great pick up by Bouchard. He could be in trouble here, though.
Bouchard going
they've somehow
towards the
kept it in.
sideline.
And
Dallas
Jones-
comes back and he picks up the football. So they're going to start on the back foot this set, the Superoos. They're 29 out from their own line. And
He's been through a mountain of work, hasn't he, Kyle Stone? He had to have more than 10 hit-ups already. It's only been 30 minutes of the game, and he had a couple of tackles there as well. And Kieran Pearce.
he's fresh. He's hungry, Kieran Pearce. 15 short of halfway as they now go to Asquith. And Asquith, look at
Offload.
him. He's plenty
To
of
his
energy.
brother.
Gets it to Mark Asquith. They've got numbers out on the right again. This is where they've had so much success. And it's Maslanka, the only try scorer of this game, who will play it. 25 out from the Jets line. So now it's back to Asquith. Asquith now one-on-one.
Good tackle there by Kershaw. Oh, they call one-on-one. Oh, one-on-one strip, and they've called lost it on Dookie. It looks like... Whose ball have they called?
Was it Kershaw in there?
And they've called for the one-on-one strip. I think it is ruled Jamberoo ball.
Yeah, I
it's
think
called
so.
red jam-
Kershaw, they going in for the one-on-one strip,
Has
has
knocked
it on.
Yep.
So I think that's the call.
And it's a big chance here. Still 9 minutes to go in the half, and Superoos got a huge chance here. Look for him again to pepper that Jets left edge.
Field standing at first receiver on the left. It's Asquith to the right.
But looks which way they're going to go. They've gone to Kurt Field.
So Field now skips across Field, looking to use his pace. He gets on the outside, but a try-saving tackle coming in. It needed to be made as well. So the Superoos looking to extend their lead with Corey Grigg, who's picked up, and a good, solid tackle. The Jets' defence really standing up in this first half.
You don't see too often Corey Grigg turn upside down from that close to the line. But yeah, Tyson Simpson, Ryan
Pearce
James.
getting the ball away to Brabender, who fancied his first try in first grade for 2019. Now it goes from acting half from Field to Dallas, who hit and spins, and Dallas is wrapped up, but he's very elusive, isn't he, John O'Dallas?
He saw half a gap there, but it closed up pretty quickly.
Now Asquith to acting half, looking to do it all himself, but he can't do it. It'll go back out to the 10,
Held up.
where he'll play the football.
What tackle they call it? Is that the fourth or they call it the fourth?
Last
It's the
tackle.
last.
One last roll of the dice.
Which way are they going? They're going to the right as per.
Asquith
The kick on.
rolling it.
Played at by
Deflection
the Jets.
by the Jets. That'll be 6 again.
I
will
think
it?
so, yes. They've called knock on by the Jets. I think Josh Calder played at it, so...
Knock on both ways. We'll take a scrum feed and it'll be Superoos ball.
Yes, correct. First knock on, obviously, by the Jets. And, yeah, they do look dangerous. They can get to the kick there, don't they, Superoos?
Oh, they certainly do. They are looking quite dangerous when they can sort of get those back-to-back sets together. But that's been the key, hasn't it?
Oh, just ball handling from both sides. And you think Kurt Field's at first receiver. He's going to probably offload just skid here. Skids to the...
So
goes
Field again.
Oh,
This
here we go.
time,
Jake Clark.
he picks up Clark on the run back towards where the scrum was packed, and now he'll play it about 9 metres out. Brabender goes open side to Dallas. Dallas, a yawning gap for him. It closes back to Brabender, now to Pearce. Pearce.
You'd love to see Pearce cross the line, wouldn't you?
I would love to see the big fella get over.
Oh.
He dumps the ball out the back. It's a knock on. The Jets survive again.
Again, this has been the story of the day so far, hasn't it, Hammer? Poor handling from both sides, really. So, yeah, the Jets survive again. Like, apart from that one Maslenka try, like, the Jets' defense has been fantastic. And with the weight of possession, they could have easily been down 2 or 3 tries, but they're holding on, only been down by 4. And, yeah, if this was the halftime score in 6 minutes' time, I think Dill Farrell would be pretty stoked to be only down 4-0.
Oh, he certainly would. You have to take a bow and
Got a bit of
take
work.
your hat off to
Here they go.
this Jets defence. It's been stoic at times.
That's a great one by Blake Harris-Davis. Puts the team on the front foot early, and here Dwayne Buster Connors. He's coming for a run, but I think you'll see that Josh Calder and him have actually switched in the program. So Buster Connors might have moved into the centres, and Calder might have moved into the 6th jersey. Oh, they're lining up here to the right,
Farrell,
weren't they?
what a pass that was! That was just sublime from the former St George Illawarra and South Sydney player, and now Quinlan plays it back to Farrell, and they're playing flat at the line here. It's interesting to see that they're playing with a lot of depth, the Superoos, but they're happy to play at the advantage line are the Jets. And so now it's out there to the left. And
that was Dill Farrell's sticks inside ball. And then Dill's obviously floating either side. He's pretty much been the prime playmaker both sides here. And Sticks is hurt there, it looks like.
Oh, and that looks like it's a knock-on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was touched forward there by Connors.
Yeah, Connors to Calder touched forward, and another chance goes begging for the Jets. And it actually looked quite dangerous there. A couple of passes by Farrell, that flat pass to Calder, and that obviously that offload right in front of us here. But yeah, that on the last tackle, it goes begging again.
Hope you're enjoying this Group 7 match of the round on Bar TV. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. I know that there's fans that tune in from all corners of Australia and even over the world, across the world. So great to have your company. And although it's had its errors, it's been a tough encounter. 4 points to 0, 4 minutes left until half time. As the Superoos now look to get into the Jets half yet again. Maslanka.
Great run.
He finds himself in the centre of the park, looking to do some tough stuff for the home side. A reasonable crowd in today, it has to be said. Yeah. Probably not the biggest we've seen, but there's a penalty.
We go. Big chance here, right on half-time. They'll get a chance to score with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
So Asquith earning his side a penalty. Quick tap.
Quick tap.
So Dallas now, and he finds Stone. That man you talk about, that's had a mountain of a first half.
It had to be him or Maslanka, the best two so far. Stone hasn't had a break. He's been played the first 37 minutes unchanged in the front row. Great run by Juki. He's needed someone to run on the outside there, didn't he?
Brabender, he just got there a little late, and speak of the devil, he gets a pass away to Dallas, who gets it on the inside to Asquith, looking to...
Oh, he's nearly over there.
Almost getting over the try line. So Brabender to dummy half.
Here's your boy.
Kieran Pearce getting the ball away. It's out to Field now. Field gets it onto Greg, and Greg crashes over. There's the second try of the afternoon, and right just before the half-time break.
It's been coming for a while, hasn't it, Hammer? You think so? Realistically, they've had 3 or 4 sets nearly in a row on their line, and they usually go to the right. They've been going to the right, and they've come to the left, and Corey Grigg hit that hole, and there was no stopping him from 10 metres out, was there?
There wasn't. And put that down to my man as well, Kieran Pearce.
The great offload.
The second phase play, and Kurt Field, geez, he has been brilliant today. He's looked dangerous every time he's touched it.
Absolutely. Obviously, the former shell of a shark, and he's really found a home at the back. And that offload really put him on the attack there, and everyone sort of looked like Jake Clark was going to be the one to get the ball. And then Corey Grigg hit that hole, and no stopping him.
And with Kurt Field as well, I think that stint at Western Suburbs in the Illawarra comp last year, I think that did him the world of good. He obviously missed out on the back end of the season at their tilt at the final and obviously winning the premiership. So he's a big acquisition this year. Huge
inclusion for the Superoos. Obviously was great when he was at Shell Harbour. Obviously you mentioned in the Illawarra comp as well. But Corey Grigg first game back, 8th try of the season. Great way to mark your return into the Superoos colours. And obviously going for the kick here, Kurt Field.
That's right,
he's got it. So was that his 3rd conversion of the season?
It is. 3 goals and an important one leading up to half-time. A minute left, 10-0. Is that the straw that breaks the Jets back? What is their resolve going to be like in this second half?
I think they'll be right. I think realistically, Devine down by 10 at half time.
You take that with the amount of...
I would.
The amount of possession that the Superoos have had up that end, you'd take 10-0 any day of the week.
would. They were down by a similar margin. I think they were down 10-4 to Shell Harbour last week, and obviously came back and won that match. And realistically, the Superoos probably deserve to be up by more than a converted try, at least 2 tries, which is up at 10-0. The weight of possession and the field position they've had so far, and well deserved to the Superoos.
But if there is, I guess, one side that can put on 10 points in the blink of an eye, it is the Jets.
Yep.
So
I think
plenty.
Just got to hold him out here, and obviously Corey Grigg goes for a ticket.
Grigg loses it. This is the chance here. One last chance here, and Mumberton. One last play.
They're going to go to the left.
Now it's Farrell. Farrell looking for the crossfield kick. He's got them lining up. The bat forward. to Maslanka, who was waiting for the Superoos
Blake
on the
Harris-Davis
inside.
Blake Harris-Davis could have caught that, but he's gone for the tap in, and obviously Bouchard looks a bit sore here, but what'd you read on the first half there, Hammer?
Well, the Superoos, I think you'd have to say, were the better side, but... Welcome back to Kevin Walsh Oval on Bar TV. The Group 7 match of the round between the Jamberoo Superoos and the Nowra Bomaderry Jets. It's 10-0 in favour of the home side. Corey Hammond with you alongside me, Courtney Ward. What do you make of that first half, and what needs to improve for the Jets in the second?
Oh, not much, I think. I just got ball handling realistically. They probably had the weight of possession against them. I think, obviously, the Jamberoo had a weight of possession. Obviously had the man advantage when Josh Calder was sitting in the bin for 10 minutes, but... If you're John O'Dallas, what are you saying to your troops at half-time? Just better ball control?
Better ball control, because they're doing everything else right. They're really sticking to their structures, and the defence has been good. They haven't really been asked too many questions. Having said that, Dylan Farrell, he's looked very likely. They have made a couple of busts in the middle of the park. So if they could really capitalise on those and not come up with those rash plays, I think the Jets are a real chance.
Well, he looks like the most likely to create something out of nothing, Dylan Farrell, and he's probably the danger man. What do you reckon he was saying to his boys at half-time?
Well, I think more of the same. They really need to complete, as now that kickoff goes to the northern end. It is the Superoos to start us off for this second half. 10 points to 0 they lead, but...
So your boy gets the first hit up.
Kieran Pearce it is.
Here's my boy, Kyle Stone. He's been fantastic so far, hasn't he?
Stone been a mountain of strength. And now they shifted out to the left, and Asquith again, and another one that's been so impressive.
Well, I've called it earlier. I think he'll probably go very close. I said earlier in the broadcast, go close to winning the Michael Cronin medal this year. He's been fantastic. Obviously, top 5 last year, and I think if Jamberoo, which we spoke about, win the minor premiership, I think he'll go pretty close to getting it this year.
So they peppered the left in this first set, and that's the fifth and last. They get to their kick.
Ooh,
Dallas,
bit of pressure
under some
there.
Pressure. That was some good pressure.
By Stixie. And then Blake Harris-Davis with a hit up. And
consequently, the pressure, the kick wasn't all that deep. And like you said, Harris-Davis now on the front foot for the Jets.
And the danger is Jake Gould. Whenever he's in dummy half, he's only doing one thing, and that's a scoot. He's not going to pass it. He's always going to have a run. And here's Ryan James probably going to do the same.
And he called the markers not square.
They milked that a little bit, don't you reckon? They were playing for it. Ryan James picked it up and looked at the refs like, what are you going to do here? And they called the penalty, and Calder's found touch, and early opportunity for the Jets.
Yeah, Kyle Stone just jumping the gun, like you said. Maybe there was a little bit of gamesmanship, a little bit of milking, but nevertheless, it's Kershaw with the football for the Jets, and he'll play the football 38 metres out, and under some bit of attention on the ground there, as now they go forward with Power Farrell, and Power Farrell, he makes another 10 metres. The Jets, they were scoreless in the first half, but they'll be looking to make an early statement in the second.
Going to the left. Calder has slid into the 6, which we talked about, and obviously Dwayne Buster Connors has moved into that left centre. And
he gets an offload away to Gould as well. So, and Gould getting away from one tackle. There may not be a lot of him, but boy, he's strong. So a penalty.
I don't think there's
back penalties. It is, and
there's a bit of going on there between Brabender and Gould, the two giants on the field, and geez, that's a strong run by Buster Connors.
Connors will play the football. They're really hot in attack here. The Jets, they can sense an opportunity.
Well, they're on here. If they can, I think, and they're going to swing to the right. We've obviously been talking all telecasts about their dangerous right. Obviously, sticks. Here's the danger man, Farrell. If he can get it. He
Farrell, tried. The offload, he wasn't even looking. He was hoping a play was going to be out the back. And again, it's that ad-lib football that they just can't seem to get right and click into gear at the moment.
And that was obviously a great interception by Jake Clark, and puts his team on the front foot now, and Brabender out of dummy half to your boy Pearcey.
And that's a determined run by Pearce. And now the Superoos tasked with again coming out of their own danger zone as Maslanka. What a first half he had. Yeah. He scored the first try of the game and had some surging runs, was a very big threat out on that right edge. And now it goes to the boot of Dallas, and he looks to get it over the head of the winger there.
I think Mummerson lost it in the sun there, looking straight into it, and luckily the bounce went straight up and down. That could have ended a lot worse for him.
And what about the chase from Dallas on Mumberson to get down there, apply the pressure, and come up with a great legs tackle? And now the Jets.
Well, that's great leadership by obviously the skipper. You do the kick, and you're the first man there in the chase. That really puts you energises the rest of his team out there. Oh, loose ball. Oh, no, they've caught it back. He's stripped it again.
Colts are there and...
No, reset. So it looked like Skid Asquith went for a bit of strip there, and Coulter got it back, and a penalty. I think that everyone didn't know what was going on there, and yeah, somehow the Jets have got a penalty out of it, Hammer.
And they waste no time kicking the ball into touch, and
another chance.
They'll start their set in the Superoos half here, and Coulter will take the tap.
No ball boy here. We're waiting for the ball. Harris Davis had to go into the bleachers to get the ball.
They've sacked the ball, boys. There's none in sight.
They've sacked him, and he's in bludgeon down here on the side.
Collins hit the big hit over the top there, and
I think he nearly lost that there. Well, didn't lose it. Stixie with a run now.
it was Gilmore that came in with the tackle, but the Jets, they'll be looking to complete and get a repeat set at very least here if they can't score their first points of the afternoon. Now Collins, the skip at the line, and he's a big body. He's hard to handle, but they handle him on this occasion.
Not many run harder than Connors, and he ran into that sledgehammer. That was...
Quinlan now, he goes out, and it's out wide to Farrell. Farrell straightens the point of attack, and will he try and get the arm free this time? No, he doesn't.
Is that the fourth? Oh, they've caught it back here. So got the fourth. Looks like they're going to swing to the left here. They're lining up here.
So Kershaw will go to the open side. So they start again. They can reset. This is the last. What can they do? Can they get the repeat set that they've been looking for? Can they get the try even? Farrell rolls it into the goals, or at least tries to.
That Skid Asquith read that perfectly. Could see what was coming here and picked it up. And now that Jamberoo are trying to make work out of their own end with Piercy.
So again, they survive. The fifth tackle options just not on the money at the moment, are they, for the Jets? No,
I let them down a bit. Obviously, Dill Farrell's had that offload that Jake Clark picked up about 2 minutes ago, and then Skid Asquith really, picked up that kick, and another great run by Kyle Stone, mate. He's been fantastic. Usually, obviously, the back row, but put into the middle today and hasn't put a foot wrong.
And he can run all day. That's the important thing.
So can this guy, Dookie Asquith. He's been fantastic.
And he gets a quick play the ball, finds his front, and now it's back to the boot of field, who looks to try and bamboozle Mummerson, who's bamboozled by that bounce, and he finally gets the football, and they drive him back. A big tackle coming in. It was the kicker, Field, leading the charge.
Well, it's a smart option to kick to that left-hand side. Well, the sun's there. Mummerson's looking straight into it. He's let the ball bounce twice in a row. First, he was lucky. The second one bounced over his head and put him really on the back foot with that Superoos defence coming straight through, and that's a bit of a nothing tackle there, Hammer, isn't it? They got nowhere on that.
They're really struggling in this get-out set, are the Jets.
That was Elliot Stewart's obviously come on the field. And
so Coulter an early kick. And
is it going to go?
It's flirting with the touch line.
40-20?
Field did well there to
very well.
Manage to pick that up, because it was probably very close to a 40-20 in the end, but close to out in the full, close to a 40-20, but at the end of the day...
High risk, high reward by Coulter there, but yes.
Jamberoo get out of trouble.
And now they're working out of their own end. Looks like he's a bit of trouble there. Looks like... who is it? Bouchard. No, I think it's Bouchard. Tough run. Bouchard. He's got that beard. And obviously...
So that looks like... it looks like it was Smith with that hit up.
I think Brendan Smith's come on. I think you'll find... trying to think who he's come on for.
So Stone's still on the park. He plays the football.
It must have been Piercy. Piercy's gone off.
Now it goes out here.
Gilmore, the sledgehammer.
Gilmore 35 metres out. So Maslanka at acting half. It goes back to Dallas, who goes sky high
here we
with
go.
that
Mummerson
one.
Again, three times in a row. They peppered him.
Mummerson, he's...
safe hands there. Didn't let it bounce.
So Mummerson will play the football 20 metres out.
The Jets are walking. They're out on their feet. It's only been 7 minutes. Hammer. Harris Davis, another strong run. They
obviously go back and play the
obviously
football.
Obviously caught held there.
7 minutes gone in the second half in this Bar TV Group 7 match of the round. 10-0 in favour of the Roos.
How soon do the Jets have to sort of get their first points if they're going to make a comeback here?
Well, they can turn it on at any point. It's just when. That is the big question.
It's taken four. What happened there?
Well, Farrell lost it, but it was stripped out.
But there was 4 hanging off him, and they've called... Dill Farrell didn't like the attention there from Brabender. Now Coulter will look to find touch on the near side near us.
So
and another chance for the Jets. They've had 2. Obviously, no. Here we are, the ball boy's back.
We've found him. He's emerged.
Yeah, I think
he was having a prolonged half-time break.
He's only just come back from the sheds.
So Deeves will play it 30 metres out from the Superoos goal line. Well, they haven't been without their chances in this second half. It has to be said, as Collins takes that straight and hard at the Superoos defence. It's Kershaw there.
It's good.
Oh, Connors, it was, sorry. So,
Buster,
actually, well, he might
Buster
be hurt
down. Yeah, Buster Connors might be down here. He's obviously did his ACL last year, come back this year, and it looks like he might be favouring his knee, but he's as tough as they come. One tough cookie, so he must be pretty sore if he's staying down, but it looks like he's going to get up. Not too bad.
It's just taken the sting and the momentum out of that attacking foray, though.
And it lets the Jamberoo set their defensive line a little bit. And yeah, Buster's up, obviously. And
yeah, Connors is up. He's ready to play the football. And Kershaw, he's ready to wind up here. And that's where they go.
Kershaw
looking to get on the front foot and lay that platform, because they've got some players out the back waiting for the football. Farrell's deep to the right, and this is the way they'll come. Coulter instead goes short, though.
Stixie palms off one. He gets wrapped up by, looks like Brendan Smith and Brabender in there. They've held him.
So power Farrell to play it.
You just got to watch for the Superoos. You just got to go whichever way Farrell's going, because they're going to Farrell's side.
Here we go. Out of one, out of two.
Oh, he's flicked
Farrell
it.
Throwing the ball out the back. It goes to the Superoos, but a penalty. A penalty. They were all inside the 10.
Ooh, but like I was saying, you just got to watch where Farrell's going. They're always going to Farrell's side. If he's going on the right, they're going on the right. If they're going on the left, they're going on the left. So, yeah, he's the danger man.
Quick tap to Kershaw. Kershaw looking to barge his way over there.
Is this the chance?
It certainly is their best chance. A repeat set, smack bang on the Superoos goal line. They're looking to surge their way over. Coulter's set to the left, Farrell to the right. They can go either way here. They go the way of Farrell.
Oh,
Farrell
he's dropped
loses it. Does he? No. He juggled the football.
Wow. And look from here, he dropped it, but it doesn't matter. They've
coughed up possession anyway. Well, the Jets fans would be tearing their hair out from what they've seen this afternoon from their side. Superoos appealing for a penalty.
The intensity's just picked up in the last 30 seconds after that turnover.
Oh,
but a high tackle. Oh.
Well, that just really rubs soul in, doesn't it?
Elliot Stewart's the man with the high tackle there, and get out of jail card for the Superoos, and now they're on the attack deep. They'll start the set from the 45 out from the Jets line, it looks like.
Well, they've spent the last 5-6 minutes defending their own line.
Here's my boy Kyle Stone. He's run straight over Elliot Stewart.
Great run by Stone. Really setting the tone for their setters now.
He's come out a bit ginger. It looks like he's going to have his first break of the game.
So now Asquith with the ball. 35 make it out from the Jets goal line as Asquith goes there wide to Gilmore, and Gilmore with the head tape, and he struggles in the tackle. They're into the 30-metre zone for the Jets. Now Asquith playing the line. What a ball there! And now it'll be Asquith backing up under the post. Oh, the Superoos, they make the Jets pay.
What a ball by Dukey Asquith to Brendan Smith, and then obviously stayed alive, and Brendan Smith knew he was there, chucked it back inside, and Dukey Asquith gets a just reward meat pie that he's after.
The 1-2 combo.
You don't see that, obviously the 13 to the prop, that close to your heart there, Hammer.
No, look, it was a nice play, and it just goes to show that these Superoos forwards can ball play, and they can play at the line. They ran a beautiful line.
Great line by Brendan Smith, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. And the Jets, obviously, just a little bit tired. They threw everything into that attacking foray.
They've had 3 chances, and they just couldn't get over, and then Jamberoo got half a sniff and score. This is the first time they've been down here, probably since the opening minutes of the second half, and put points in the board, and you think Kurtfield will slot this over. He'll throw it over from here anyway, and it quickly turned from what could have been 10-6 to 16-0 to the hosts.
So Field to make the equation that much tougher for Nowra Bomaderry.
But like you said, if there's one team in the comp that can score points in a hurry, it is the visitors. This is the Jets. They did it last week. They can do it again, and they're definitely not out of it. But you'd have to think they're probably going to have to score their first soon.
I know they're pinning their hopes a lot on Dylan Farrell, but I think someone's going to have to stand up here and really try and spark something, because they're all over Dylan Farrell like a rash.
Yeah, I think you talk about Dylan Farrell, the other X factors, maybe Joshy Calder, but I think it's probably going to be Jake Gould or Ryan James. One of those electric runs, and yeah, Gould can create something out of nothing, and obviously there's not many centres better in the comp than Ryan James. So Dylan Farrell with the kickoff. It's going deep.
Deep to the northwestern corner.
Here's Brendan Smith again.
The Superoos look to complete after points. So often we see sides make errors after points, but they're one of the best in getting to their kick are the Roos. That's why they're on top of the ladder.
And Kyle Stone's just come off, and Tommy McLachlan's seen his first minutes of the game now for the Superoos. So Stone have his first break, well deserved. Played more than 60 minutes.
13 minutes gone in the second half.
Just under 60 minutes, sorry.
Corey Grigg to play the ball.
So he's been through a mountain of work as well, hasn't he, Dukey Asquith?
He has. He's, like you said, one of the premier middles in the competition.
He's Tommy McLachlan with his first run of the game.
And it was Quinlan there giving him plenty of attention and plenty of what for as it goes to the boot of Dallas.
Just outside the 40.
Again to Muvison, who's had an absolute
I think
meal
made
an absolute meal of that.
Do you think he's knocked that on? I think he's. I think it bounced before him, and I thought he was all right there. But they've called a knock on, and geez, things just get tougher for the Jets now, don't they?
Yeah, look, I don't think there's any complaints there. I think he knew he dropped that. I think on the it was on the half volley, and I think there must have been it must have been a knock on there. So.
But as we've been saying all day, you've really got to take that on the full. Don't let it bounce. Yeah. All types of troubles happen. Either it's going to bounce somewhere, or you're going to knock on. So catch it on the full. Alleviate all your troubles.
They've obviously pinpointed a weakness there.
Well, they're peppering him, aren't they, Mumbo, on that left edge?
Poor old Mumbo. So Dallas to Asquith. Has Maslanka on the outside. Doesn't use him. 21 metres out, the Superoos. They have 3 tries on the board. They're looking to make it number 4 and maybe, just maybe, put this to bed as Gilmore rumbles into the 20. Now it goes out to the left there, and it's Dallas at first receiver. And now it goes on to the boot of Corey Grigg, who hasn't minded a kick this afternoon as they try to drive back the...
But guess who it was to cover that up again? Jake Gould. He's been the saviour all day. He's been everywhere. If it wasn't for him, they'd probably been down by another couple of tries, I'd say. There they go.
But they're still in a...
Is that third tackle, and they're still within their own 10. Like, they have got a mountain of work here. Ryan James will pin his ears back.
So James trying to get his side out of the red zone, and 25 minutes left. There's still plenty of time to turn this one around, but they're going to need something
good hit there.
pretty quick as the brothers chime in there. Yeah. Farrell to power Farrell.
Farrell's going to have to absolutely boost. So they're going to try and chip and chase.
Oh, well read there.
Capon.
Well read it was by that man, Dylan Capon. He saw the danger. It'll be 6 again because it was an attempted strip.
It was. The Jets are claiming a knock on, but they've said 6 again. Which
they've said knock on off the Jets. It was an attempted strip. So
it was Riddy Rowan that tried to strip that. But yeah, they're claiming another penalty there. The Superoos. There's your boy Pearcey, another strong run.
Kieran Pearce, 30 metres out. So this could be it if they can try and put on something here. Dallas on the inside to Asquith, looking for another one. He's brought down from behind, only just.
Great line.
Still on here for the Superoos as they wait for that ball to come from the ruck. And now it's Dallas to Asquith out there to Gilmore. Quick hands to Maslanka, looking for a second, looking to power his way over, but there's nowhere to go on that occasion. Still going somehow, and he's finally brought to ground. Asquith looking to go to acting half, but it's actually Capon in the end. Gilmore throws a speculator to Dallas. They get back to the middle of the park, and now it's Pearce hitting and spinning. Getting an offload to Dallas. They've got numbers galore. What a pass out there to Bouchard. It's forward.
Corey Grigg with the acrobatic backwards flick, but they've called it forward. But that all started from Kieran Pearce's offload. Did it in the first half. He's done it again there. Something out of nothing. Had the numbers advantage, but they just couldn't make the most of it, could they, Hammer?
Well, and you hit the nail on the head. How important is it having a forward that can run hard, hit the advantage line, but also then offload the ball and create that second phase play? And they were on the rack, the Jets, but they did really well to scramble across and at least force that last pass out there, and it was forward in the end.
Yeah, they probably didn't need to do that pass, but yeah, like you said, the pressure from the Jets has obviously forced Corey Grigg to do that flick pass, and yeah, another get out of jail card for the Jets. But yeah, you think they want to score some points pretty soon, otherwise it could be all over Red Rover for the Jets.
Yeah, the Superoos, they're one of the best in terms of closing games out.
It looks like Timmy Williams has come on for the Jets for his first action of the game.
And this could be the moment, could it?
Here they go. They're a bit
pedestrian, aren't they? As Calder finally gets the ball away to James.
You throw a blanket over them. They're pretty grouped up at the moment. But yeah, Ryan James is still going.
They look pretty gassed, but they're still making some good meters here, the Jets.
One can turn into 2 or 3 pretty quickly for the Jets. So if they get it once pretty soon, I wouldn't rule them out from here.
Kershaw now. He's got a bit of a hop, skip, and a step in his run there. Now Coulter playing into the line and
here we go, a bit of space here. Here we go, Blake Harris-Davis is there.
Blake Harris-Davis with a pass
forward.
On the inside. It's forward, another forward pass. Coulter was thinking TRY, but
I think it was a bit forward, but yeah.
It was always tough running on that angle to try and actually pass it behind you. And
I think the Jets know from their reaction and body language, they knew that was forward, but they found a bit of space on that left edge, and it shows a bit of signs of danger to come maybe for them. You think, find a bit of space on the edge, and yeah, the cut back, but yeah, another one goes begging for the visitors.
Most certainly does, as the Superoos look to try and keep their clean sheet this afternoon. They've got 21 minutes to go.
That's Bouchard with the first hit up. Jake Clark with the second. And it looks like Bouchard, it looks like he's in a world of trouble there, trying to get back to his wing. Bit of a back pain there. And his boy Pearcey making another offload for Pearce. McLachlan has just been nailed, but he gets through the line.
So they're up almost to halfway, are the Superoos. Maslanka going into acting half. He fades to the left, he goes to the right instead, and he makes a nice little easy 10 metres. So the Superoos up to halfway. They've still got a couple of tackles up the sleeve as they look to close this one out this afternoon. And there's Asquith. What a game he's had. He's just been everywhere. He's got a TRY to his name as well. So that's the fifth and last as they go to the left with Dallas, and Dallas this time drills it down to Gould, who takes it over his head. It was a nice mark at the end. Courtney Ward, you're an Aussie rules player. You'd appreciate that one, but you wouldn't appreciate that because he's knocked it on.
You put the commentator's curse on him. You say I love the mark. He was a great mark. It's something that you'd find for the mighty Bomo Tigers, but he's lost it in the play of the ball, unfortunately. And now, would you call it, if the Superoos score here, are we putting the final nail in the coffin?
Well, if there is one side that could rattle off 4 tries in 20 minutes, it probably is the Jets, but I'd be willing to call it if they do score here.
It would be pretty deflating for the Jets if the Superoos score here, especially in front of the home crowd we do have here at Kevin Walsh Oval.
So Field standing at first receiver.
He's been fantastic today, hasn't he?
He's been safe as houses at the back, and he's also been a linchpin of that attack as well. He's got into first receiver quite a bit to provide that third playmaking option. Now as Gilmore's tackled 19 metres out, they go to the short side with Asquith, who changes his mind and then goes back to the middle of the park and Pearce the pivot out there. And now Field with the cut out to Bouchard, and Bouchard puts on the brakes and takes the tackle because he was close to that eastern touchline.
I think that's not Bouchard. I think you'll find he's actually off now.
So Pearce with an offload, and what a pickup by Field. They're going to score here.
Try time.
Oh, that's unbelievable stuff.
Just Jakey Clark out there on the left edge, and that could be all she wrote for the Nowra Bomaderry Jets there. It looked like they're out on their feet. And
yeah, Bouchard, as we see the try there.
Looks like Isaac Mummerson is in a bit of trouble there for the Jets in the end. Bouchard has been taken off.
So there's a curse out on that eastern
on
side
the far side.
On that far wing there.
Because
both wingers have gone down.
And Benny Wellington obviously went down that edge as well. So 3 players have gone down on that edge.
Well, I think between Mumberson and Bouchard, they probably had 6 hit-ups between them this afternoon, and they're injured. They're gone.
Gornsky. So you got 2 other wingers that have come on that edge. So you got obviously, it looks like Timmy Williams has gone for the Jets on that far side. So, yeah.
Yeah, Tyson Simpson as well. We've just been pointed out. He's no longer on the field, so they're dropping like flies.
They are dropping like flies. And, yeah, I think... I don't think the Jets can come back from here, but they have done it before. And like you said before, if there's one team that can do it in Group 7 footy, it's the Jets. And obviously, Kurt Field going for another conversion now, lining it up with the left boot. Here he goes.
It's a pretty good strike, but
and
it's out to the right.
Jinxed it.
It's out to the right, so no goal. 20-0. In favour of the Superoos. Will take it almighty last 18 minutes from the Jets to run them down. Especially
as we've obviously Tyson Simpson's gone. Obviously you got Mumberson gone, Benny Wellington's gone. They're dropping like flies, as you just said, Hammer. So it's going to be a fair effort from the Jets. But at the end of the day, they've still got Dylan Farrell, and he's their X factor, the heartbeat of their side. And while he's out there, they're a chance.
And he floats that kickoff speak of Dylan Farrell down there, and there was a little bit of confusion as to who would bring it back.
And Tommy McLachlan with a hit up.
McLachlan will play the football there about 20 metres out from his own line. So it's been a very good performance from a depleted Superoos outfit. Kieran Pearce now with the ball. He's put in a good shift since he's come on the park. And now, again, Asquith again.
He gets a hit up at least once or twice every set. He's been fantastic for him. And, yeah, him or Stone or Fear, I think, have been best on for the host so far.
And back to Pearce.
And Maslenka's not far off either.
Stuff from the old fella.
He's your fan favourite, isn't he? Kieran Pearce. You have a soft spot for the guys from out west, don't you?
And I think probably the Superoos faithful do as well.
Absolutely. It's Gould.
So Gould, he's one of the last men standing there at the back, but he'll play the football. So where's it going to come from? It's not going to come from there. They've lost the football.
Tim Williams, the sub, has lost it. So, yeah, it's another chance for the Superoos here. And, yeah, the Jets are self-imploding a little bit with their poor handling. And, yeah, just not their afternoon.
Would it be fair to say they're a bit like Jekyll and Hyde? You just don't know which one you're going to get with the Jets. I mean, we've seen some great performances over the past few weeks. They're going for 5 in a row today, but this is the ugly side that we don't want to see come towards finals time, where there's a lot of drop play the balls. It's just a lot of pedestrian out the back, hoping and praying.
Well, they are as hot as any team in the comp. But yes, their cold is also quite cold as well. And today has obviously not been their best performance, but they're going to have to pick it up the next couple of weeks. As we obviously spoke about before, they've got Rarilla and then at Kiama, and then they host Gerringong the next 3 weeks. 3 teams who all have finals aspirations themselves, so no rest for the Jets. And obviously this is a big win for the Superoos, who we think, if they do get the chocolates at the end of the game, will go a long way to securing that minor premiership, won't it, Hammer?
Yeah, playing the teams running third last, second last, and last in the last 3 rounds. They would certainly fancy themselves, if they can get over the line here, to take out that minor premiership. And they're looking to really put the nail in the coffin. Dallas drifting across, picks up Asquith. He goes on the inside there to Malenka. It was a good tackle coming in there from Power Farrell. It needed to be made. And now it's 5th and last for the Superoos as they search for a repeat set with Dallas. Dallas looking for his winger, looking for his centre, but he picks out.
Oh, no, and Johnny Dallas has been hit late again. I don't know who the culprit is. It looks like it might be Matt Rowan's hands are up, so it might be him. But this is the second time that Dallas has been hit late.
And 2 times too many. I mean,
yeah.
And there you go.
Send off. Jake Gould's been sent, has he? Oh, Jake Gould's been sent. So it must have been Jake Gould that hit Johnny Dallas late, and he has been given his marching orders. And as like we said 2 minutes ago, self-imploding. And
we're seeing that more and more. We see it in the NRL. Players being sin-bid now for late hits on players passing the ball, kicking the football.
Well, you've got to look after the playmakers. Obviously, no one wants a late hit, especially guys making a kick or going for a catch in the air. You've got to look after the guys in the air.
You're chasing 20 points with 14 left, and you're coming up with boneheaded plays like that. I mean, Dylan Farrell would be absolutely ropeable, and they can really just take their time here and suck up some more time as they attack the Jets' goal line.
And yeah, I think that could be all she wrote now. 20-0 up, down a man, and if the Superoos score here with a man
Quick
advantage, it
hands,
looks like they're
Phil.
going to.
And getting back up.
Oh,
They will
Corey
score.
Grigg.
They will score.
Try time. Game over, I think.
That is the ball game. 24
another hey
nil.
diddle diddle. Bit choice words there by the teams again. Obviously, recapping from the first half when there was a bit of a hoo-ha, wasn't there, Hammer?
Jets obviously frustrated, and that is TRY. 24-0,
Corey
14
Grigg's-
minutes left.
Corey Griggy's second try of the afternoon, obviously adding to his total now 9 of the season. So great return game for Corey Grigg. Obviously missed the last 3 games through injury, and very dynamic on that left edge.
Yeah, he's been superb, and the edges have all been very good.
There goes Tyson Simpson, obviously injured. They're dropping like flies, the Jets. Looks like his ankle, Hammer. Looks like he's limping a little bit.
Looks like he's already hit the showers. And
not to be for the Jets, but yeah, a couple of big weeks coming up for the Jets, and obviously this is a huge win for the Superoos. It I'd say nearly guarantees them a top 3 spot, which you get that double by the cherry come finals time, and goes a long way to getting that minor premiership, doesn't it, Hammer?
yeah, it really does. And you mentioned they're almost guaranteed a top 3. I think they're almost guaranteed the minor premiership after this. I think it would take an almighty capitulation to lose any of their next 3 games. And just based on this performance today, it was by no means their best, because they did drop a lot of ball in that first half, but their defence has just been so resolute.
Well, Corey Grigg's going for the conversion here, trying to add to his 2 tries, and he's got it.
He's nailed it.
He's got it.
He's done it. Did he even have a tee there?
No.
It was off the ground. Can you believe that?
What can't he do? What a man, mate. He can't do. There's nothing he cannot do. Scoring tries, kicking goals with no tees.
Well, with a name like Corey, he can do anything.
So now he's your favourite. You've dropped Piercy, and now Corey Grigg's your favourite, Hammer.
They're both my favourite. No, look, I'm an impartial commentator.
But you have a soft spot for Piercy. and any prop. You have a soft spot for the props.
Well, I used to be a winger, but now I'm the size of a prop. So
Yeah, the heavy hitters.
I favour the props now, particularly when the wingers are all going off injured.
They're dropping like flies. They might need the props on the edge soon, Hammer.
They might throw me on.
Oh, well,
No,
let's not go
they're
crazy.
Not that desperate.
Let's not go crazy. Here's my man, Kyle Stone. Rock hard, mate.
Yeah, it's back to the action here, and Stone will play the football as the Superoos now with the game in the bag. Will maybe
Dill
look
Farrell,
to,
big hit on Corey Grigg.
Yeah, they might look to really put on a bit of razzle dazzle now.
Well, Blake Harris-Davis has dropped to the fullback now because obviously Jake Gould's off. So, and
Here we go.
another guy that could play fullback, Tyson Simpson, is obviously off injured. So, yeah, it looks like Blake Harris-Davis is dropping back to the fullback. It looks like. Oh, he could be in trouble. Gilmore could be in some trouble. He might be seeing stars here. He's in Wonderland. Do you think the Jets? I mean, do you think the Superoos have some more points in them here, Hammer?
Oh, absolutely, and they've signalled their intent. I think with the way they're shifting the ball as Dallas hurries a kick.
Oh, they've dropped RJ back to fullback, and Harris-Davis is obviously on the other wing. Offload, here goes RJ.
And that's Clark now getting out of one tackle. They're desperate now, the Jets.
Great run by Ryan James.
So they're 11 short of halfway.
Ellis
Trying to spark
oh.
something and copping a high one from Asquith.
No,
It was
no.
off the ball, it was off the shoulder.
Yeah.
Play on is the call.
Dill
Now
Farrell.
Farrell as he sweeps to the left side. And look at Farrell he's so hard to stop, isn't he? Look at them 4 in there and they still can't get him down. Finally,
Here we go,
they
here we go.
And
Here we
hang
go.
on, there's a player coming in there, I think.
Here we go.
Connor
Dill Farrell.
coming in.
Oh,
and
here we go.
He's flattened Asquith.
Yeah, and then Dill Farrell didn't like the attention as well. Oh, Dwayne Boster-Connors has come from the car park. And
Well, I think Connors is in trouble here because
Yeah.
he's come in from nowhere. If we've seen it, third man in.
Well, he's come from nowhere. He's come from the edge and just dead set thrown one to a guy unsuspecting, and then obviously
And
Dill
he's floored
Farrell.
Asquith.
Oh,
So there might be
there might
an
be a bit
allegation
of
of biting, perhaps.
yeah. I think there's something in the infringement in the tackle. There's a bit of going on. So yeah, obviously, Farrell and Connors didn't like the attention from the Superoos. Drury's talking to McInerney as we speak now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Because obviously, we've obviously seen Coulter given 10. Gould's obviously been sent off already, so the Jets have already lost some. So if Connor goes here for being the third man in, which would be consistent with what happened in the first half, but it looks like...
Well, there's certainly from the naked eyes, we see what happens here.
Gilmore's been called in. So Gilmore was the guy that's been in the tackle.
So let's have a look.
Well, they're talking to Gilmore. What do you reckon? So nothing. So they've called nothing.
So hang on, it's a Jets penalty.
It's a Jets penalty.
So pushing down. So I think there might have been a facial or maybe some attention there.
But nothing for third man in for Connors or for the...
Where's the consistency?
No consistency there, I would have thought. And then obviously the carry on as well with Farrell there. But yeah, like it's the same... Bit puzzling. Obviously, before when Coulter got sent off, they they still got the penalty. Same again. It looks like Connor was...
Well, how did they get the penalty? Is what I can't fathom because they were willing to play on. But until Connors came in, third man, and all of a sudden they get a penalty.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Jets get a chance now, and there's 8 minutes left. Time running out.
Here he goes.
Think merely consolation as Connors. He's inspired now. He's determined, and he's only 9 metres out. As now they shift out there to Coulter. Coulter looking for a gap in the defence, but the defence was up on him quickly. And there's only now 8 minutes left for the Jets to try and salvage something from this game. Farrell sweeps to the blind, almost an intercept.
Dallas read it perfectly, but couldn't hold on to it, and the Jets will get another chance. And yeah,
they haven't really looked likely though, have they?
No, like at the start of the first half, remember they had their 3 sets at the start of the first half, and I think that's probably where the match was won for the Superoos. They're only up 10-0 at that stage. They repelled 3 straight sets.
You're right. On their line. What they were doing without the ball that really set the tone and really made a statement.
And then obviously that was when Dookie Asquith and Brendan Smith combined and scored the try, and that's really deflating for the Jets. They probably could have scored a try themselves, and then they let a try in, and what could have been 10-6 quickly turns to 16-0, and now we're at 26-0 with 7 minutes to go.
Now Power Farrell looking to barge his way over, but there's 4 of them that are just glued to him. They're not letting him go anywhere. So Quinlan looking to pick up Kershaw, and now Kershaw looking to barge his way over, but they're all waiting for him. It's really amounting to not much at the moment. There was a late pass from Kershaw to Quinlan, but the referee says no, go back and play the football.
That would have nearly been Quinlan's easiest try of his career if he'd got over then.
So Quinlan stands waiting to receive the football. He's set as if he's going to go to Coulter out to the right. And that's exactly where he goes. So Coulter now looking to go
Farrell
to
wanted it.
Farrell turns on the inside. Coulter eventually picks up a player
Elliot Stewart
on the inside, which is Stewart. So it's Stewart to play the ball 10 metres out.
He looked past Farrell. Now Farrell will get it.
Farrell with a flat pass. It was a pretty good one as well. Deves getting it away.
And it looks like...
It's going to be playing for Coulter. Coulter now. He's got the arm free. They look to keep it alive.
Quinlan?
Can they finally score? No, they won't, because Maslenka is all over the Quinlan.
Yeah, wasn't going to let that in. And they've got short side.
Short side.
Farrell, he'll
score. It, surely.
He'll score.
Surely.
They scored? What are they called here?
No,
short. Wow. I would have thought.
What a tackle by the Superoos. Yeah. So it's play on here for Deves. Deves goes to the air on the last.
Ryan James.
Players coming in.
What a
James takes it. Still got work to do, James.
Fantastic tackle. Wow. And they're going to go...
Somehow they still can't score, and they've butchered it.
After all, super defence by the Superoos. You like that one?
You've been waiting. How many minutes? You've been waiting 75 minutes to bring that one out. But you're 100% right. Jamberoo, this has been an inspired performance. They've had up to half a dozen players missing, either injured or away.
Yep.
And they have turned up today, backs against the wall, in front of their home fans. They haven't wanted to let them down, and they certainly haven't.
Absolutely not. And obviously, Dallas are obviously stoked with the win. And I think the most pleasing thing was that they've kept the Jets out. Anytime you can keep a team to nil, especially a team in this top 6 in the competition, like there's really obviously that top 6 and then there's the rest at the moment, and you can keep one of those teams, especially come finals time to nil, you're put yourself in a great position to win a game, aren't you, Hammer?
You are, and that sums up the Jets' day.
Yeah.
Breaking from the scrum prematurely. Here comes that one heads towards the commentary box, which is out of a ute today.
Yep.
It's been an absolute pleasure of a day here at...
Here we go. Blake Harris-Davis wants it. Oh, he's missed it. Oh,
Solid contact coming in from Coulter.
Yeah. The sledgehammer. Gilmore with another good run. He's been solid on the edge.
So basically all that's to do for the Superoos is to hold the Jets out, and they have completed the clean sheet, and it'd be well deserved this afternoon. They have been stoic in defence at times as Dallas reaches for that one, and now they shift out there towards the left side with Field with the football. And what a performance it's been from the Jamberoo custodian this afternoon.
Yeah.
42 metres out as he plays it, and now they go down the short side. They can sniff another try here, and it was only a despairing tackle coming in from Dylan Farrell.
Jake Clark was through then. He's just grabbed his jersey.
Dallas around one. They shift it back. They're looking to score. They should score down here, but they'll be 5 metres short in the end. Fifth tackle for the Superoos.
They're going to spread to the right.
Dallas on his hands.
Yeah, he had a look. He had a look at Kershaw coming through, and he's dropped it.
He has been, other than that today, he has been up to that point flawless.
Yeah, perfect. A fantastic performance by obviously the captain coach, and the linchpin of their side. Obviously, everything runs through him. He's obviously the coordinator of their side, the 7, and he's been super influential from this today. And apart from that one mistake,
up off the line as well. There, we're seeing it in the set. He's just got this energy. He doesn't shirk away from defensive responsibilities, even though he does defend out on the edge.
And that kick chase, like he'll put a kick through, and he'll be the first to tackle. They're going for the chip and chase here. Great, Coulter. Here he goes.
Look at this. Coulter throwing it in hope more than anything, and it comes back to the Superoos.
It looks like Clark's picked that up as well. That was a great play by Coulter to see that the fullback Field was back. But yeah, he regathered the chip and chase, but it wasn't to be with the flick. And now Kapan makes the run out of his own end.
He does, and
so
with 2 minutes left, they'll probably have maybe 1 or 2 more cracks at the Jets. And the defence coming in there, and they're almost up to halfway.
Yeah. And news that just come to hand. Gerringong has defeated the Stingrays 60-12.
A few surprises there.
Yeah.
A few surprises. It has to be said as the Lions just tighten their grip on the top 3.
Yeah, you'd have to think they'll go very close to the top 3. Obviously, they've got a couple of big games, especially against the last round of the season. Harris Davis
with an absolute howler, and Maslenka goes over for another try.
That is, like you said, that is a howler by Blake Harris Davis. He's actually had a really good game today, and apart from the one by Nowra, you can't fault that, but Maslenka gets a double, very well deserved. He's been really solid on that right edge, and yeah, that's the icing on the cake, Hammer.
Well, Connors, he has not moved from the 30-metre mark. He's got his hands on his hips. He can't believe what has happened here today. It has been all one-way traffic.
Yeah, especially in the second half. It was obviously 10-0 at half-time, but yeah, like we spoke about before, they really laid the platform in that early defensive set. And Grieg's going to get a second chance here. Field's like, hey, you kick the last one, you can keep kicking.
They're giving him a tee this time.
I would give him no tee. He's better without the tee.
Isn't he? I want to see the toe poke. I don't want to see any round-the-corner stuff.
Are you backing him in? You have to back him in from here.
Have a look at this, the way he's got it on the
tee.
No,
I think he's just...
Surely that can't be...
No. He's going for the banana. No, he's lining it up here. He's milking for all... No,
he's got rid of the tee. He's got rid of the tee.
Who needs a tee when you've got a boot, mate?
That's right.
And then looks like
I like that he's sticking what's working for him. We've got the perfect position here on Bar TV.
This is beautiful.
Are you backing him in
from here? Yeah.
Are you backing him in?
I will, and you will for your namesake as well.
Absolutely.
Here he goes.
I'm backing him in. He's a moral here.
Let's hope the ball might need someone to go hold it for him.
So he comes in. Look at that. He struck it.
He's got it.
He's nailed it. There's the icing on the cake for Jamberoo. They've shut out the Jets today. What a victory it has been. They have been missing players galore, but they come up with a 32-0 win, and you'd have to say they are odds on and some to win the minor premiership.
Yeah, huge win. We spoke about it earlier in the telecast. I think goes a long way to obviously securing that top 3 spot, which I think is nearly all cemented now. And yeah, that top spot now, the minor premiership, which is all important come finals time. We obviously get the break as well. So huge win for the Superoos, and a bit of lick in the wounds here for the Jets.
And as far as a man of the match goes,
Oh, I see. Kyle Stone was fantastic as well, and I think Kieran Pearce was good. Kurt Field was good, but you might even nearly give it to the guy who scored the last try of the game, Simon Maslenka. He was fantastic. Scored the first, scored the last, and mountain of work on that right edge. Obviously, he's been playing a bit of back row this year, now in the centres right now, and yeah, I think nearly Maslenka. Who would you go?
Look, I think your man Luke Asquith, I think he was absolutely sensational.
Dookie Asquith's fantastic.
But you're 100% right. You could have given it to half a dozen players. You could have given it to just about all 17 players that went on there for Jamberoo today. Even Kieran Pearce off the bench, he was enormous. Your man as well, Stone. Like, it was just a team performance, and it's probably indicative of why they are going so well. Not because they might have the biggest names in the park across the board, but because they are a unit, they work together, and they will be a very hard team to stop come finals time. Now, for the Jets, what do they need to do to get back to their best?
Well, they've got to rebound pretty quickly. They've got Rarilla next week. I think there's got to go back to just playing footy. Like we talk about being the Jekyll and Hyde. The Hyde, obviously, and they're cold when they sort of stop playing footy and they worry about like that ill discipline and worry about what the referee's doing and stuff. But I think they need to really concentrate on just playing footy. They showed that in the second half against Shellharbour last week. And if they just worry about playing footy and it gets some more cohesion back, hopefully Danny Deeds is back. He'll be another big body for him next week. And hopefully some of those injuries like Tyson Simpson can play next week. But yeah, I think there's nothing to worry about. I think they'll probably rebound against Rarilla, and if they get wins against Rarilla and Keimer, they'll probably lock up fourth spot with Rarilla and Keimer duking it out for that last spot. I think that'll probably what it'll come down to. What do you about you with the Jets?
Yeah, look, I think they've got a very tough run home, but they have, importantly, got a couple of games down in Nowra.
Yep.
That's a big help. The game against Keimer could decide their season. That'll be a big one.
That's at Keimer as well.
It is. And a big 3 rounds coming up as we see the two captains, Dylan Farrell and John O'Dallas, having a word after the game. The Brains Trust. Nice touch. Courtney Ward, fantastic to have your company for the first time in the box on Bar TV for the season. Look forward to having your company for the run into the finals. Absolutely, been an absolute pleasure. And yes, Hammer, thanks for having us, and tune in the weeks coming. We'll make it a regular occurrence, won't we, Hammer? We certainly will. That's it as far as today goes, though. Jamberoo far too good for the Nowra Bomaderry Jets. 32-0 winners. We'll look forward to having your company again next week. Cheers, guys. Group 9 jumper kept me nice and toasty. Group 7, I should say. I'll have it soon. Thanks, mate. That was awesome. Thank you. Good game. Good pleasure. Oh, mate. Good, bad game, but good game. Good game. It was a good game in the box to call. The South West Register retweeted it as well. I didn't even do it on my register. No, so you didn't retweet it? Oh, I have actually, but I put my phone down and it's fallen on the ground. A couple of heavy hitters. Mainly you. Might check the suspension on the way out, mate. Oh, please. Please, I reckon you probably weigh more than me anyway. No, I think we've been through this. I think you've got me covered. Get us on the scales. you want to check the scales? Yeah, we've got to check the scales. So is it still going? I think the Eels won, bro. Well, they did by 2. You were at BLT. Snuck home. I'm going to drive back south now. Yeah, I'm Jamberoo. Yeah, we're not locals to the Jamber. What about you? Are you Jamber? Oh, no. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're not local either. I was going to say, you're in the south than we are. You reckon she's in your sleeve, though? No. Don't worry, I lost that long time ago. Yeah, it's not there.